Hello everyone, welcome to the sewing video of how to cut and sew a baggy jogger. So this one I designed it using a rhinestone. So this is how it's looking in the picture and this is how it's looking on video. So this is the trouser on video on the mannequin. So this is how it's looking. So first thing first is, remember you after cutting on the paper, you place it on your fabric and cut two sides for the front and two sides for the back. So we are going to be joining this crotch area of the front like so. This is the two side of the back and this is the two side of the front. So I'll take to the sewing machine and join the two side of the crotch of the front together. So I'm going to take to the sewing machine and sew 0.5, then I'll go down by 5 inches. Remember that extra band allowance we added to it is a cut together band. Instead of cutting the band separately, we cut it together with the trouser. So that's what I did here. So remember I used 5 inches because of my band, because of the elastic is measuring 2 inches. So this is the back. I'll do the same thing, go down by 5 inches after sewing the crotch area like so, then open it up and top stitch at the side. The reason for top stitching at this side is so that the band and the rope go in smoothly. If you don't top stitch on this part, on this allowance you open, it will be difficult. So after that I'm just going to fold it like so, then we'll have where the rope passed through. So this is the pocket. I cut two pieces, the left and the right side, and it's measuring 14 inches by 12 inches, as you can see. 14 inches length, 12 inches width. So it's a straight pocket. We have two types of pockets. We have the slanted one and the straight one. So since it's the joggers, I'm using the straight one. You can also use the slanted one for these joggers, but this is the method I'm using because it has a band attached to it. The band is not separate. The band is cut together with the trouser. So this is the back. I'm just going to try and see how my elastic is going to fit and how the rope is still going to pass through. So for them to pass through very well, I have to top stitch this allowance part. So I'll go down by 5 inches because I left the band. Remember the band is 1.2 inches. So you're folding it by 5 inches. So the remaining half inches allowance will be for the sewing allowance. So I'm just going to go down by 5, take to the sewing machine and top stitch till I get to this 5 inches length. This mark that I'm marking, that allowance area, the crotch area, I'm just going to open it up. I'm doing this so that the elastic and the rope will pass through very well. So by the time I fold it like so, you can see the rope will pass through very well and the elastic also pass through. So this is the one we're using for the front. So this is the front. I'm just going to label it as F on the fabric. Then I'll open it up. The same thing I did for the back, I'll do it for the front also. Go down by 5 inches. This is where I'll stop my my stitching. This is where I'll stop the stitching. I'm just going to mark like so. Then take to the sewing machine and sew till I get to this 5 inches, which is for the waistband. Remember, it's attached to the trouser. So by doing this, the rope and the elastic will pass through perfectly. So I'll fold it like so and then use a razor blade to like open this part up where I mark. This is where the rope is going to pass through. So I'll open it up using my razor blade, then take to the sewing machine and sew that part so you can see the rope pass through perfectly. So I take to the sewing machine and top stitch that half an inch area. Top stitch it back and forth, reinforce it twice so that it holds firmly. So I'm just going to fold like so. I'll fold like so, then top stitch I get to the 5 inches. So when you fold like this, you'll be having 2.5 inches. So that half inch is for the sewing allowance. So I'm just going to fold like so. You can see the rope will pass through. So let's go to the sewing machine to do that. So after doing that, you can see I've already top stitched on the allowance of the 5 inches. See the rope, the hole for the rope. This is how it's going to pass through, and to pass through perfectly. Not to be injuring it because I've already closed up that allowance point, so it will be easy for the elastic and for the rope to sit perfectly. So you do the same thing at the sides of the trouser when you join the back and the front of the trouser together. So you do the same thing for there, top stitch by going down by 5 inches so that the rope and the elastic will go through. So the next step now is for us to keep the back and focus on the front. So this is the front part of the trouser. This is the part I'm going to be fixing the pocket. So remember I told you it's a straight stitch. It's a straight pocket, sorry, it's not a slanted pocket. So this is for the right side and this is for the left side. To fix the pocket, go down by 5 inches. Remember, it's a cut together band. The cut together trouser with the band. So you go down by 5 inches and go up by half an inch. So this is where the pocket is going to sit, or this is where you're going to stitch from. You go down by 5 inches first. From that 5 inches, you go upward by half inches. Then you place the pocket right side facing right side. Right side of the pocket should be facing the right side of the trouser. That's of the front part of the trouser. So I'm just going to mark like so. Then place the two facing each other. I'll use a pin to secure this, then take it to a sewing machine and sew half an inch. So from this part where I came down by 5 inches, I'll go down by 6 inches. This is for the pocket opening. You can use 7 inches, but I use 6.5 inches. Sorry, I use 6.5 inches. From the up, I went down by 5 inches. Then from that 5 inches, I came down by 6 inches. Then to place the pocket, I went half inches upward from the 5 inches. Then I placed it like so. Then I'm going to sew using half an inch. I get to the side of where the pocket opening is going to stop. I'll stitch there and then cut a little small opening. So I'll do the same thing. I went down by 5 inches. Then I'll go up by half inches. Then from that 5 inches, I'll go down by 6.5 inches. That's for the pocket opening. You can go back down by 7 inches, depending on how wide you want your pocket to be. So I'll place it the same thing I did for the right hand side. I'll do it for the left hand side. So right side facing right side, I'm just going to place it like so. I'll mark it first, then place it right side facing right side. Where I went up by half an inch from the 5 inches, I'll just mark, then use a pin to hold it. So I'm just going to place it like so. Then mark using half an inch. So when I'm done sewing, I'm just going to notch this part and notch the down part, which is the 6 inches part where it stop. Where it start and where it stop, I'm just going to notch that part. So I'll take it to the sewing machine to do that. So after sewing with half an inch, this is how it's going to look. You can see this is the left side and this is the right side. You can see this is how it's looking. I'm done sewing. So now we need to open that part up. So I'm just going to notch it. I'll notch from that area where I started the stitching, and also notch from where it ended, which is the 6 inches point. So I'm just going to notch like so. So you are doing it because you want to like fold the pocket, or you're trying to create the pocket. So this part you notch, you're just going to take it inside or fold it inside, take it to the sewing machine, and then you top stitch on that part. So you're going to be like, it's going to be like something like this. You can see. You fold it like so. This part you're folding, this area you're going to top stitch by half an inch. This area that I'm pointing, you take it to the sewing machine and top stitch by half an inch. So you fold like so when you're done top stitching. So after folding like so, you take it back to the sewing machine, or use, after folding like this, you can also use a pin to hold this sides. Use a pin to hold this point and use a pin to hold the other point. Then you top stitch on that area, reinforce like twice to hold it firm. So you can see our pocket has been created. So this is why it's called a straight stitch. So it's because it's a cut together trouser with a band. That's why I'm using this method. So after sewing it, this is how it's going to look. You can see I've top stitch on it. So guys, it's not too clear because it's a black fabric. So when you are done fixing the pocket, the next thing for you to do is to place the back crotch and the front crotch together. So you open it up, open the back, the seam of the back like so. You open the seam into two. You do the same thing to the back, open the seam of the back and join right side facing each other. You can see the right side of the front, right side of the back, join it like so. They should be facing each other like this. Then use a pin to hold the crotch sides together. So you're going to do this and sew. So after sewing the crotch and the side of the trouser together, this is how it's going to look. So the next step now is for us to fold the band and create our band. So you're going to fold like so. So this is the opening for the rope. So I'm just going to fold like so using 2.5 inches. So the half inch was supposed to be for the folding allowance. They're supposed to fold for this weaving part not to show. So if you don't want this weaving part not to show, just fold by half inch. Then you tuck your pockets in like so. You can see how I'm doing it. Tuck it like so, then top stitch on it. You're supposed to fold that half an inch, but later I didn't fold it. I left it like so. But if you want a very neater look, fold by half an inch when you're doing this. So for the pockets, I'm just going to tuck it in to be inside the band like so. Then I'm just going to sew all through. Sew all through. Take my measurement again to be sure. As I'm sewing, I'll be taking my measurements to be sure I'm on the right parts. So I'm just going to sew. I'll sew round till I get to the end part. So basically that is just the end of this tutorial. It's a very easy and straightforward tutorial. So thank you so much guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next tutorial. Bye.